Hi guys, how are you? My name is TJ Houston, or as my students call me, Mr. H. So this is not a well-produced video by any stretch of the imagination, but I needed something to put on my trailer video. So I figured I would just talk to you about this channel, kind of my history, what I've done, and what I am doing, what the uploads that you're going to see now on this channel. So if you look back, this channel has been all over the place, from fitness stuff to photography stuff, personal stuff. There's been a little bit of everything, and that's continuing on. It's my channel, it's my YouTube, so that's where I am going to just continue to share with the world. But there's a couple things that are true, and that is my passion for being a lifelong learner that is helping lifelong learners. And now, as my current career is, the place where I'm at in my current career, I am a high school cybersecurity instructor at the West Holmes Career Center. So I started this last October, so I'm almost a year in, and this year I'm recording all my lectures and uploading those to YouTube, which is kind of a big step for me. Not because I'm not comfortable in front of the camera, or I haven't done tutorials and stuff. You're putting yourself out there to YouTube, and the comment section being open. If you misspeak, or maybe you don't understand something like 100%, but you know enough to explain a concept. There's a lot of people that are much smarter than you in this world. So this is kind of my gut check. To put it out there and have some courage, have some personal courage, which is one of the Army values, and put myself out there. So a little bit about me. I've been in IT ever since 2007. That's when I volunteered at Black River Local Schools to help them to do some technology management, help desk ticket, stuff like that. From there, I worked at the Geek Squad in Avon, Ohio. So I learned a lot about troubleshooting PCs and customer service. From there, I took those two experiences and I molded them together and applied for a job at Firelands Local Schools, which was the assistant tech coordinator, and that was my first big boy job. I still have a picture where I put on like a suit, not a suit, but a tie and a black shirt, and I look so cool. But that's where I learned, education is kind of my passion, and I was going there for an IT job, and what I left with was a passion for education, and I've been in that realm really ever since. I was there for about 10 months, and then went on to Huron City Schools, where I was a tech coordinator or an IT director, and that was a all Mac district. So I really, kind of stretched myself there and became kind of a Mac sysadmin and learned a ton about the OS 10 at that time, the OS 10 side of the world, and that's when iPads were first making their ways into schools. So I learned a lot about that, and actually wrote a book at that time about the using Apple Configurator. And from there, I wanted something bigger. I wanted to really focus on leadership, and so I was recruited by Epiphany Management Group to be their vice president of managed services. So I oversaw technical delivery. We had about 76 buildings in the state of Ohio, and I helped on that team for about 2 years. At that time, I really wanted to pursue this teaching thing. So at that time, I'm also really passionate about photo and video and teaching about that as well. So I got a job with Panasonic Consumer Electronics and traveled about 200 days a year for 2 years with Panasonic, teaching and training about photo and video all over the country. So it was a very rewarding experience. And then came back right before the pandemic. Didn't want to travel anymore and wanted to settle down a little bit, maybe start a family. And so from there, I worked at the Pixel Connection, did a ton of live streaming there because it was in the middle of COVID. I was a business development manager there for about 10 months before I, got the call about this job. And this has been my dream job. I remember my mentor is Tim Reeves, and ever since I met him back at Lorain County Community College, I wanted to teach this content, which was, the IT stuff and labbing and things like that. But I also wanted to teach at that career center level and associate's degree level. I have no desire to teach at, the Harvards and MITs of the world, to be that professor. It's just not what, I see. I can add a lot of value here at the, the worker, I guess, the people that are here. Maybe they're working, a full-time job and only have time for certain classes or one class at a time. those are students that I can really relate to, because that was me, working a full-time job while, to make money to pay for the classes I was taking. So when I got this job, it's my retirement job, and I love every single day. And I, constantly challenging myself in new ways, such as this, putting myself out there on YouTube in a teaching format. So that's about me. I have an amazing wife who supports me in everything I do. She's currently in med school. I have a son that is coming up on 9 months already, which is crazy to me. My wife and I both serve on the Ohio National Guard. So this is a channel trailer. I just wanted to put something here so you knew, who you're talking to, who your teacher is, or who your instructor is. And the reason for putting this on YouTube is to help my students, obviously. I need somewhere to host it, but it is to make it freely available for those who maybe can't afford to take a class. So I'm putting myself out there for the to teach them as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm here for you guys, and I want to make sure that you're able to get that next certification that you're going for. And if there's any way I can help with that, I look forward to it. Thank you very much for watching. A new, probably a little bit more produced and less me babbling intro video will be here at some point in the near future. But for now, thanks for watching.